Thank you very much for giving me this opportunity to share the work done by Water Research Commission. As the chair highlighted, Sylvester Mpandeli from the Water Research Commission. I head the theme that deals with water use across sectors, including agriculture, energy, mining, local government, and so on. So my presentation today is about transformative secular approaches, a pathway to inclusive climate change adaptation. Just for your information, the Water Research Commission is a knowledge generation organization, but we are also a funding agency focusing on water, agriculture, and sanitation. Climate change threatens various climate-sensitive sectors, and as a result of that, South Africa has been experiencing the intensity and the frequency of drought, floods, and so on. And the work that we have done for the past 54 years shows that climate change is here with us, and we need to develop various coping and adaptation strategies. And over and above that, we should be worried about the degradation of ecosystem, depletion of natural resources, and poor quality of life. For us, we believe that science should provide solutions and inform policy change. This is one of the reasons why whatever work that we do as Water Research Commission, we try by all means that the knowledge that we generate, it should also be linked with the science policy interface, which means that we've got the responsibility to make sure that we work with government departments in order to assist them so that when they develop their plans, strategies, those plans, strategies are based on latest science or scientific evidence. So as a result of that, you could see the trends from 1950 to 2010. The other issue that I would also like to highlight is the climate change induced tipping points. You could see this slide, it shows various regions across the globe, and as a result of that, we do believe that South Africa is also not immune to the threats posed by climate change. There's also Amazon, rainforest, dieback. We also have got, West African, monsoon and all those kind of things. You could see that, the slides, it reflects the various regions across the globe. This is one of the slides that we always emphasize when we put our stuff together, is to highlight the fact that Southern Africa is vulnerable to extreme climatic events, high climate variability, and change. And the rainfall distribution, it varies from area to area. And as a result of that, reduced rainfall is affecting energy production and worsening water and food insecurity, as well as regional instability and vulnerability. We know that Southern Africa, it's not contributing a lot of greenhouse gas emissions, but we are the most vulnerable regions compared to other regions across the globe. And over and above that, we also like to highlight the fact that the majority of people in the region depend on the climate sensitive sectors. And as a result of that, in order for these people to improve their livelihoods or to survive, they need to develop various coping and adaptation strategies. And if you look at the agriculture sector, has developed various strategic interventions, including climate smart agriculture, irrigation technologies that assist smallholder farmers to improve yields or to increase production. This slide is also shows that the aridity, the trends that are there. You could see, where Southern Africa is situated, and for us, we are indicating an increasing, a warming region with the dire consequences on climate-sensitive sectors, including your agriculture and so on. Let me also highlight the fact that the work that Water Research Commission it's in managing one of the strategic focus areas is the water energy food nexus. We've started this work 12 years ago, and we have done a lot of work in terms of generating knowledge and also developing indices metrics, case studies, and so on. For us, the argument is that due to threats posed by climate change and also other drivers of change, including rapid urbanization, agriculture expansion, sharing food basket, population growth, we have got the responsibility to make sure that we change the way we are doing things, and that is why majority of our projects are being championed or driven in the multidisciplinary way, so that we address both the socio-economic and the biophysical challenges that we are facing. And this slide clearly shows that Southern Africa will be able to provide only 13% of the food requirements by 2050. These are the projections, and the risk to livelihoods, human and environmental health, and sustainability development. And other projections shows that 75 to 200 million people by 2020 and 350 to 600 million in 2050 are at risk of increased water stress. Over and above that, the slides also further shows that about 45% of the people in Africa has no access to clean energy, and here we are talking about plus or minus 600 million people. And for us, the argument is that in order to address all these challenges that were highlighted, including drivers of change, risk and exposure, and responsiveness and recovery, we need to drive our activities in a transformative approaches, and this includes nexus planning, scenario planning, circular economy, sustainable food system, and just transition. We have got a very clear program that shows that if we continue to drive our activities in a linear or in a silo way, we are not going to sustain our natural resources, and as a result of that, the future generation will blame us why we continue with the business as usual scenario. For us, is to move away from linear or monocentric approaches, a sector-based, resource planning and management. And we are also saying we could not, keep on pushing the divergent sector-based policies and aggregation of contemporary crisis and focus on the present situation without considering the future. The new approach from Water Research Commission, together with our key strategic partners, is to make sure that we drive our activities in a secular or in a polycentric approaches, and issues related to cross-sectoral resource planning and management is very, very important for us. And we do believe that by catering for both the present and the future activities, and this will also assist us to expedite the resilience building initiative. We all also understand the fact that we need to create a balanced system through secular modeling. This slide, it shows some of the floods we experience in the country, and for us, we are saying we also need to jack up the early warning system in order for us to provide advisory information all the time. And over and above that, the operation and maintenance of the infrastructure is also very, very important. Issues like, the drainage system needs to be improved, and making sure that the infrastructure that we put as as from now onwards, such kind of infrastructure should be able to withstand any natural vagaries that we might face. And the other slide, it also just show dry conditions, and this is related to hydrological drought. The pathway towards, climate change adaptation. I don't want to overemphasize some of the issues that we've already highlighted, but suffice it to say that in order for us to sustain our natural, activities, we've got the responsibility to make sure that we drive our activities in a nexus or in an integrated manner. And we all know that, issues related to um, water, sanitation, recycling, healthy diets, improve immune system. The fact that, the middle class layer has also changed the dietary requirements, it also forces us to think out of the box and making sure that, we promote programs that has got health benefits. For example, we are focusing more on the underutilized or traditional crops. The specific reasons why we are doing such kind of thing. Number one, we know that, underutilized crops, the majority of them, they use less water. They are rich in nutrients. They are easy to manage, and they are easily available, especially in rural areas. Um, the current threats to food security, of course, climate change is one of them, and biodiversity loss is also another issue. Environmental degradation, it's also increasing. Wood cover loss, and of course, double burdening of malnutrition. So poor diets, insufficient diets, and so on. Water Research Commission has got programs that we are running with our global partners, promoting those underutilized crops that have got ability to withstand any hot high temperature, if I may put it that way. And those crops have been found that they are rich in nutrients, and they use less water. We are doing this in order to improve food security situation. We know that according to State South Africa, one out of four households in the country, they are food insecure. But at national level, we are still okay. The suitability, production of indigenous crops amid climate change and food security. Our understanding is that we need to enhance indigenous production practices with modern technologies. We know that, we have got technologies that we are using as Water Research Commission, together with our partners, that assist smallholder farmers to save water, to save energy, and also to save nutrients. Over and above that, we need to mainstream of indigenous crops into the main food system. We know that, some people, they call these indigenous crops as a neglected crops, but we are sort of trying to include them into the mainstream of the market requirement. And over and above that, we are promoting indigenous knowledge, which is relatively easy and readily accessible to rural communities. We do believe that this indigenous crops could be used to create job opportunities for our people. We do believe that these indigenous crops could be used to stimulate local economies across the country. And over and above that, they've been proven, to withstand, especially drought. Response to extreme weather event, I've already highlighted the fact that we need to make sure that we jack up our early warning system, and we also need to provide, seasonal forecasting well in advance in order for seasonal, or farmers who are focusing on seasonal crops to be able to take strategic, decision well in advance. We know very well that, climate change impacts require integrated and transformative approach as climate change challenges span multiple sectors. And we're discouraging the linear approach to climate change adaptation and resilience exhibited in existing challenges. For us, we are leaning towards a transdisciplinary and secular approaches such as water energy food nexus, which provides pathway for adaptation and resilience. And I'm happy about the fact that government departments, especially Department of Agriculture and even provincial departments that are dealing with rural development, agriculture, and so on, and environment, they've developed sustainable programs that improve our natural resources. Programs such as climate smart agriculture. We know that, at national level, they even developed a strategy. They have got programs that are dealing with the greenhouse gas emission, especially the afforestation program. We also have got conservation forest cover. Presidency has got 1 million program initiatives. We also have got, resource use efficiency practices, and it's also innovative water management practices. These are all things that aim to assist the agriculture sector to save water. We all know that, the agriculture sector uses 62% of our water resources, and Water Research Commission has decided to come up with the programs that will address, water use efficiency through the use of drip irrigation system. We are also working with smallholder farmers and big commercial farmers by making sure that, we produce more food by using less water. And we also have got the responsibility to make sure that, especially with big commercial farmers, majority of them, they've got the ability to use advanced technology to monitor water use. And some of them, are investing a lot of money to WRC in a form of, co-funding or leverage project, because they know the value that's come from the research and development and innovation from Water Research Commission. Early this month, Water Research Commission, together with its key strategic partners, we have won 2 global awards, Water Save Awards, that have been developed in the country, and those technologies are now being embraced by the global community. So we are satisfied and happy with the work that we are doing, because for us, the most important thing is to make sure that, we use our water resources in a very efficient and sustainable manner. And we all know that South Africa falls among the 30 dry-rest countries. So we have got the responsibility to make sure that, we use our water in a very, very, very efficient way. To conclude my story, our understanding is that today's challenges are cross-cutting and therefore require cross-sectoral approaches that lead to transformative change. And that is why we are discouraging research and development activities or initiatives that will focus only on a linear approach or monocentric, if I may put it that way. Our understanding is that Nexus planning provides the pathway to sustainable development. And as a result of that, transformative approach assists us to assess the spatial temporal management of resources, and it is important to assess progress towards the national development plan and also sustainable development goals. A very good example is the Water Energy Food Nexus flagship program that we are running at Water Research Commission, and is also linked to majority of 17 SDG goals. So we are championing, or we are promoting Water Energy Food Nexus as one of the many nexus that are available in the literature. And also, we will try by all means to create opportunity to build new cohort of capacity building relevant in demand and cross-cutting skills. We, as a knowledge generation organization, we have got the responsibility to address national priorities, but also making sure that we benchmark whatever activities that are taking place at global level. That is why WRC has got a very key strategic, key performance indicators related to capacity building, related to knowledge dissemination. And over and above that, we have got the responsibility to make sure that we develop technology that will assist the sector to make sure that it uses water in a very strategic manner. And I'm just going to leave you with some of the publications that we have done with our key partners across the globe. We do believe that this is our contribution not only to national priorities, but also towards global challenges that we are facing. And we are happy about the fact that, organizations like United Nations agencies, World Bank, and so on, they've embraced some of the research outputs coming from Water Research Commission because those research outputs were generated locally, but they have got potential to provide global solutions.